Hi children, good morning. Welcome to second part of motion. Before going to that, once again we will revise that what we discussed in part 1. We discussed about motion and rest. We discussed about motion is related to distance, displacement, definitions, uniform and non-uniform speed, motion. Yes sir? That we completed. In that class, I forgot to tell you that units of distance and displacement. Distance definition what? Length covered by an object. Yes or no? And displacement is shortest distance covered by an object. Since both are in lengths, we can say that units for that distance and displacement is meters, centimeters and kilometers. Clear children? Now we are going to continue that second part with graphs of uniform and non-uniform motion. We discussed only the definitions in that last class. Now we are going to discuss about graphs of uniform and non-uniform motion. So here I am taking that uniform motion means what we discussed. If an object covers equal distances in equal intervals of the time, then we can say that it is in uniform motion. Yes or no? Now I am taking that. So first I am taking the time in seconds and the distance of that object in meters. This example we discussed in the last class. Total time taken by an object is 4 seconds to cover 16 meters. For every 1 second, the object covers 4 meters. This we discussed in the last class. 4 meters in 8 meters, 12 meters, third second. At third second, the distance travelled by the object is 12 meters, and at fourth second, the distance travelled by the object is 16 meters. Sorry. 16 meters. So if you observe this, what you are observing at first second, the distance travelled by that object in 1 second, the distance travelled by that object is how much? 4 meters. At 2 seconds means total distance travelled how much? 8 meters. 2 minus 1 is 1 second, means in 1 second again the distance travelled by that object is how much? 8 minus 4 is 4 meters only. Yes sir? No? At the first second the distance travelled is 4 meters. At the second instant again it covers 4 meters. Now here also 3 minus 1, again what is the difference? 1 second. In that 1 second also what is the distance travelled by that? 12 minus 8 is again 4 meters. Last one at fourth second, 4 minus 3, again 1 second. In that 1 second also what is the distance travelled by that object? 16 minus 12 is again 4 meters. In 4 intervals, in 4 seconds, what is the distance travelled by that object is? At every second the distance travelled by that object is 4 meters only. So that only we are calling that as uniform motion. But what is the shape of that graph? Now I am taking that x-axis and y-axis. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. This is 0. Now I am taking that distance on x-axis 4, 8, 12, 16. On y-axis 1, 2, 3, 4. On y-axis time in terms of seconds. Initially at 0 seconds, the object is at rest. Yes or no? So the distance travelled by that object is 0. Afterwards at first second, what is the distance travelled? 4 meters. Next at 2 seconds, what is the distance travelled? 8 meters. Yes or no? Next one, third second, the distance travelled is 12. Distance travelled is 12 meters. And at 4th second, what is the distance travelled? 16. If you join these dots, you will get that straight line. Yes or no? You will get that straight line. So we can say that the graph for uniform motion is straight line passing through origin. Clear, children? Now we are going to discuss about what is the shape of the graph for non-uniform motion. Same x-axis, y-axis, time, okay. We discussed in the last class about non-uniform motion also. At 0 seconds, distance travelled is 0. At 1 second, 1. At 2 seconds, the distance travelled by that is 4 meters, 9 meters, and last one is 60. Clear, children? Clear? Now, draw the graph. Initially, at 0 seconds, the distance travelled by that object is 0. At 1st second, the distance travelled is, what is that? 1 meter. Here it is starting with 4 meters. Yes or no? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, here 1 meter I am taking that. If you draw that in graph paper, you will get that exactly the shape of the graphs. Now at second, what is the distance travelled? What is that? 4. Next one at third. At 3rd second, distance travelled is 9. Yes or no, children? 3rd second, distance travelled is 9. And at 4th one, 16. At 4th second, it is 16. If you join these lines, if you join these dots, you will get the curved path. It is not a straight line. So the graph for non-uniform motion is not a straight line. It is curved path. Clear, children? These are the shapes of uniform graphs for the uniform and non-uniform motion. Clear? Now we are going to the next topic. Now I want to ask you one question. If anyone asks you what is the speed of your bike or what is the speed of your car, can you able to say that answer? No. Whatever the speed you are telling, that the speed of my bike is 60 kilometers, 50 kilometers per hour, like that, whatever you are telling that is not actually the speed. Why that we are going to discuss now. Then what is that? What is the meaning for that answer that we are going to discuss now. With a simple example. Here, example given in the textbook, with that only I will explain that. A train named Telangana Express starts at 5 p.m. from Sirpur Kagajnagar. Trains from Sirpur Kagajnagar to Hyderabad. As train start from Sirpur Kagajnagar to Hyderabad. Okay. At Sirpur Kagajnagar it starts at 5 p.m. and reaches Hyderabad at 5 a.m. the next day. 5 a.m. next day. The distance between the Sirpur Kagajnagar and Hyderabad is 720 kilometers. 720 kilometers. Distance is 720 kilometers, and this 720 kilometers was covered by that train in how many hours? 12 hours. Clear, children? 720 kilometers was covered by that train in how many hours? 12 hours. Okay. Now, can we calculate the distance covered by that train for 1 hour? Yes. How? 12 hours was taken by that train to cover 720 kilometers. In 1 hour, how much? Consider this as x and cross multiply. x into 12 is equal to 12 hours is equal to how much? 720 kilometers into 1 hour. From this x is equal to how much, children? 720 kilometers by 12 hours. Yes or no? Using this how many times? 60. Yes. So 60 kilometers per hour. So in 12 hours the distance travelled by the train is 720 kilometers, and in 1 hour the distance travelled by the train is how much? 60 kilometers. Yes. Can you say I want to ask you the question now. If you make the 12 hours into 12 parts, if you take the 12 hours into 12 parts, and if you calculate for every 1 hour the train covers same distance, that is 60 kilometers, means first hour 60 kilometers. After the completion of the second hour 120. After the completion of third hour 360. Like that, is the train covers this is it possible for the train to cover same distance for every 1 hour? No. Why? Because it's not possible for not only the train, any object, whenever it is in the motion, it is not possible to cover the same distance in same intervals of time. For example, while you are walking on the road also, initially you will walk fast, afterwards you will walk slow, afterwards again you will walk somewhat fast. Like that, whenever you are walking fast, what happens? You can cover more distance, more length when compared to that slow. Yes or no? Like that, any object, whenever it is in the motion, it is not possible for that object to cover the same distance for the same interval of time. So that only we have to calculate average speed. Here average speed is equal to total distance traveled by time taken. Total distance traveled by time taken. What is the total distance traveled, children? Here 720 kilometers by time taken how much? 12 hours. Means you are getting that what? 60 kilometers per hour. The 60 kilometers per hour, which is only the average speed. Clear, children? That is only the average speed. So whatever the speed word which we are using in our daily life, that is speed of the car, speed of the bike, that is only the average speed. Clear? Next one, this is about average speed, and average speed is defined as the total distance covered by that object in unit time. Clear, children? The distance covered by an object. The distance covered by an object in unit time is called average speed. Clear? Next one. Now here I want to ask you one question. Whenever an object is in the motion, is there any particular direction for that object? For example, take the same example. This train covers how many kilometers? 720 kilometers. That 720 kilometers is the train moves in the same direction. No. Since it is not having the same direction, we can call this average speed as scalar quantity. Average speed as scalar quantity. Not only that, in the last class we discussed that distance has no direction. Since we are taking the here average speed is equal to total distance by time taken. Since distance is not having specified direction, we can call this average speed also as scalar quantity. Clear, children? Next one, we are going to discuss about average velocity. Here one example given there. Let the displacement of the train in the above example, means same example, train is coming from Sirpur Kagajnagar to Hyderabad and the displacement of the train is 360 kilometers. Displacement of the train is 360 kilometers. This is what, children? Displacement. 360 kilometers, and already we know that displacement will have particular direction, and the direction is also mentioned, that is due southwest. Displacement of the train southwest direction is given as 360 kilometers and the time taken by the train is given as 12 hours. In 12 hours, the displacement of the train, how much, children? 360 kilometers. Calculate for 1 hour now. 360 kilometers was covered by the train in 12 hours. For 1 hour, how much? Again, consider this as x and cross multiply. X into 12 is equal to 360 into 1. X is equal to how much, children? 360 divided by 12. That is how much? 30 kilometers per hour. Yes or no? Clear, children? For 12 hours, the displacement of the train is 360 kilometers. For 1 hour, what is the displacement? 30 kilometers. Yes or no? And this displacement also we have to call it as average velocity. Sorry, here. Since displacement is mentioned here, we have to consider this 30 kilometers per hour is average velocity. Velocity means particular direction will be there, yes or no? And formula for that average velocity is equal to displacement by, when the displacement is mentioned, we have to take the formula average velocity, and if the distance is given, we have to take the formula average speed. Displacement by time taken. And this average velocity is defined as the displacement of an object in unit time. Displacement of an object in unit time. Clear, children? This is the formula to calculate average velocity, and here 36 kilometers per hour is the average velocity of that train. Next one, since here displacement is there, average velocity is scalar quantity or vector quantity? Yes, it is vector quantity. Why? Because already it is mentioned that train is moving towards southwest direction. Since direction is there, we can call that as vector quantity. Here average velocity is vector quantity and average speed is scalar quantity. This question is very, very important. Differentiate between average speed and average velocity. First you have to write the definition. Definition for average speed is distance travelled by an object, or the distance covered by an object in unit time is average speed. Displacement of an object in unit time is called average velocity. Average speed is scalar quantity and average velocity is vector quantity. Yes or no? Next one, average speed formula is equal to total distance by time taken. Average velocity is displacement by time taken. Clear, children? Whatever the speed or velocity which we are using in our daily life is average speed and average velocity only. But what is meant by speed? Speed means it indicates only how fast the object is moving. Clear? Speed means how fast the object is moving. And velocity means how fast the object is moving in particular direction, that we call it as velocity. Clear, children? Speed means, speed indicates only how fast the object is moving, and velocity is how fast the object is moving in particular direction. Example, a car moves at 60 kilometers per hour. The car moves at 60 kilometers per hour. That indicates it is speed of that car. The car moves at 30 kilometers per hour due west direction or east direction, like that. If it is mentioned, it is velocity. Clear? Next one. Now we are going to discuss about the motion of objects at different planes, different paths. Now I will draw some figures on that. You have to tell me some answers regarding that. First one, first figure. Now I am taking inclined planes. Okay, this is the first figure, and the second figure, same inclined plane I am taking. Third one, circular path I am taking. Fourth one, object thrown into the air. When an object thrown into the air, this is the path of that object. Yes, sir? Like the different paths are there. First one, observing the motion of a ball on an inclined plane. These are the inclined planes. Yes, sir? What is the motion of that ball on that inclined plane? We are going to discuss now. First, if you roll ball from upward direction to downward direction, what happens? What happens, children? Already I think you discussed this in 8th class. Yes? So tell me. In the first figure, first I will ask the first figure. Now this is inclined plane. At the top of that inclined plane, we are rolling that ball. If you roll that ball from that upward direction, what happens to that motion of that ball? What changes you will observe in the motion of that ball? Yes, what happened? Speed of that ball increases. Speed of that ball increases. And what is the path of that ball? Already we discussed path means what? We discussed no. Then, what is the path of that ball? Is there any change in the path of that ball, or is there any change in the direction of motion of that ball? No. Yes or no? From this is the first position, second, third, fourth, like that. If you take any position of that ball, it is moving in the same path, same inclined plane. It's not changing its direction. It's not changing its path from that inclined plane. Yes or no? But what change you are observing is, you are observing only that speed of that ball. Speed of that ball increases. Speed of that ball increases. Yes or no, children? In this case, ball is moving from downward direction to upward direction. What happens at different instances, at different positions? 1, 2, 3. Tell me that. Yes. Speed of that ball decreases. Why? Because when the ball wants to move in upward direction, but the gravitational force tries to pull that ball in the downward direction. So what happened? The speed of the ball decreases. Speed of the ball decreases. Yes or no, children? Then what happens to the path? Is there any change in the direction of motion of that ball? No. It travels in the same inclined plane. So in these two situations, you are observing there is only change in the speed of that ball, but there is no change in the direction of motion. Yes or no? But the direction of the motion remains the same. Direction remains same in two cases. Yes, children? In the first case, speed is increasing. In the second case, speed is decreasing. But in the two cases, the ball is moving in the same direction, either in downwards, or in the second case, it is moving in upward direction. Yes or no? But there is no change in the direction of motion of that ball. Next one. If you observe this circular path, whenever if you take a ball, if you tie a ball to a thread, and if you try to drill that ball, then it will move in circular path. What happens when that ball or any object when it is moving in circular path? What happens? So, circular. Whenever a ball is moving in circular path, is there any change in path of that ball? Means, is there any change in the direction of motion of that path ball, or it is moving in the same path, or what is happening to the speed? Yes. Whenever an object is moving in the circular path, the path remains same and the speed of the ball also remains same. But what change you are observing is direction is changing. Yes or no? At this position, it is moving in this direction. Yes or no? Coming to that, it is trying to move in upward, left, downward. Again, it is coming in downward direction. Like that, continuously, if you observe that, path of that ball is not changing, speed of that ball is not changing, but what is changing means direction is changing. Continuously, whenever an object is moving in circular path, what you are observing? Direction of motion of ball changes. Clear, children? Here, what you are observing? Speed constant. Direction changing. Yes or no? Direction of that ball changes. Clear what I am telling? Next one. Fourth example. When an object is thrown into the air, what happens? Whenever it is moving in upward direction, what happens? Speed decreases. Is that the speed? Decreases. Whenever it is coming into the downward direction, speed increases. So we can say that whenever an object is thrown into the air, speed of that object changes. How it is changing means whenever it is moving in upward direction, speed is decreasing. Whenever it is coming to the downward direction, speed is increasing. So there is speed change. Speed of the object changes. Next one. Is there any change again? What you are observing? Yes. Direction also changes. Initially it tries to move in upward direction. Again, when coming down, it is coming in downward direction. Like this, direction is changing or not? Yes. Direction changes. So from these four figures, we can say that whenever an object is in motion, there may be speed changes. In the first two example, we are observing that the speed of an object changes, but direction remains constant. Here we are observing speed remains constant, but direction is changing. And in the fourth example, we are observing that both the speed and direction are changing. Like this, these changes you will observe whenever an object is in motion in different cases. Clear, children? Now, we are going to discuss about what is meant by acceleration. Since here direction changing, we are telling that velocity of that object changes. Yes or no? Whenever an object is in motion, continuously there may be change in the direction of that object. Yes or no? It doesn't change, it doesn't travels in the same direction. Yes or no? So the rate of change of velocity only we call it as acceleration. If velocity of an object changes continuously, so we can say that whenever it is changing its velocity, then any object when it is changing its velocity continuously, then we can say that it is undergoing acceleration. So we defined that acceleration as the change of velocity of an object per time. Clear, children? The change of velocity of an object is known as acceleration. Acceleration means change of velocity of an object. Change of velocity of an object is known as acceleration. Clear children? Next one, here we are going to discuss about deceleration. Can you say what is meant by deceleration? Yes. Whenever what happens, decrease in the velocity of an object continuously. This you will observe when you apply brakes to the vehicles, either car or bike. What happens? Velocity decreases continuously. That we call it as deceleration. Yes, children? Deceleration. Acceleration means change of velocity with respect to the time. We call it as acceleration, and decrease in the velocity. The rate of decrease of velocity we call it as deceleration. This we observe when we are applying brakes to cars, bikes, etc. Clear, children? So now I am going to explain about units of acceleration. As we know that acceleration is rate of change of velocity with respect to the time. Acceleration means change in velocity by time taken. Change in velocity by time taken. And velocity units. Velocity means what? Speed of a vehicle in particular direction. Yes or no? It is meters per second by time taken. Time taken is also measured in terms of seconds. Then what will be the units of acceleration? What, children? Meters per second square. Meters per second square is the unit for acceleration. Clear, children? Acceleration means the rate of change of velocity of an object with respect to the time. Any object, whenever it is in the motion, it doesn't possess same velocity throughout its journey. Continuously there may be change in the velocity of that object. Yes or no? That change in velocity only we can call it as acceleration, and the formula for acceleration is change in velocity by time taken. Units are meters per second square. And last example, already we discussed this, deceleration. Deceleration means decrease in velocity with respect to the time. And where we are observing that means by applying brakes to the vehicles, we will observe the deceleration. Okay, children, in the next class we are going to discuss about equations of uniform accelerated motion. Clear, children? So thank you, and again we will continue the topic in the next class.